Okay, Miss Flowers. Is it recording? Yeah. Okay, we have 3 people. We have Kaylin, Heather, and Emily. So I'm just going to focus on myself. Okay. You can't see me. Okay, so will you start the timer?
Yeah, how long does it have to be again? 30 minutes?
25 to 30. Okay, so I did my presentation on communication. She can't see me. Okay, I did my presentation on communication, so I hope you guys liked it. Okay, we're going to go over the agenda. Alright, it doesn't matter. We're going to go over the agenda. We're going to have some objectives. We're going to have an icebreaker, discussion of communication with families, a learning activity, and discussing building a safe relationship with clients. And then we'll go over our summary. Okay, so the objectives are, by the end of this presentation, my audience will be able to list different ways to communicate better with families. And then by the end of this presentation, my audience will be able to utilize and list ways to build safe relationships with their clients. Alright, did you know family discord was associated with less security in children's representation of the family when caregivers endorse higher rather than low quality of communication about stress and family events. Okay, so this is our icebreaker. We're going to go around the room, and each person is going to tell 2 truths and one truth and 2 lies. So we'll start with Caitlin.
I have a Pomeranian. I have spent the night in a funeral home before, and I have a cat.
Well, okay, 1 truth. And 2 lies. I've never had a piercing ever. I was born in Florida, and I was valedictorian in my senior class in high school.
Okay, and before we go to Emily, let's try to distinguish which lie and which truth Kaylin had.
I did mine backwards.
So,
I did 1 lie.
you don't have a cat, you have stayed in with a funeral home, and you have a Pomeranian.
Yeah.
Okay. And yours, you were not valedictorian. And, let's see. You were born in Florida? No? Okay. What was the last one?
Never had a piercing.
So you have had a piercing.
I have not.
Not. Okay. So, Emily, it's your turn.
Okay, let's see. I have a brother. I have never been out of the United States. And I have a tattoo.
You don't have a brother, and you have been out of the United States.
I was going to say brother. I don't think I have a brother.
Right? Am I right? I know you guys do well.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to do mine. Let's see. My middle name is June. I have a cat named Aiden, and he has AIDS. I have a 1-bedroom apartment.
Well, we're in your 1-bedroom
I
apartment.
don't see a cat.
The cat is my truth.
Where is he?
He's at home with my family.
Oh.
But you have a 1-bedroom apartment too, right?
Yeah, so I told 2 truths and 1 lie. Whatever, thank you. Okay. So, that was fun.
Oh, that ice got broke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Alright, now we're going to move on to how can we better communicate with our family members. For sure. How can we better communicate with our family members? So, we all know that communication is central to all human social behavior, right? And the purpose of most communication is to influence the attitudes and behaviors of those being addressed. And family members need to be able to express themselves. So if you come home and you've had, a really bad day or a happy day or a sad day, you need to be able to talk to, your family members about your day. I mean, they're your main source of communication. And, family is important. Open communication leads to effective communication. So if we're really open about, things that have went on in our lives or things that have happened that day or previously, then the other person probably will be more willing to communicate with you in a better way. Quality of mealtime. One of my articles I did preparing for this presentation was done in Hong Kong. And they place higher importance on family meals than we in the United States. So they went over theirs and they did this study where they found that it was really effective for the families to place a mailbox in the kitchen. So that mailbox contained homework. Sometimes the parents would leave snacks, and it was just a big open form of communication. They were able to write down how they truly felt or what was going on that maybe they weren't able to express otherwise. So that formed overall effective, and everybody's communication and happiness was better using that method. And I really liked it. And timing is really important. You don't want to try to talk to your mom or your dad or your sibling when they're in times of distress, or unless it's really important, or when they are running errands or they're about to run out the door. You don't want to spring something on them that could, they need time to open up, listen to you, have that time to truly give you all of their attention. And that's important. And I also wanted to put just a little bit about empathy in here. Empathy is defined as the ability to recognize, understand, and share others' feelings. I found a quote in one of my articles, and it was, "You never really understand a person until you consider things from their point of view, until you climb into their skin and walk around in it." And that is completely true, because adolescents and young children, they go through these dramatic changes, and it's really hard to know what they're going through, and you want them to be open about communication, and you want to be able to understand them and be willing, to listen, even if it's something that they're doing. So let's see. Oh, I wanted to add this about mealtime. Mealtime is a prime opportunity for parents to engage with their children. It enhances parents' communication and socialization, and it promotes a positive youth development. Sharing meals facilitates interactions and can provide social support through the exchange of information. So I thought that was really important. So maybe when you guys talk to your clients, you can encourage the foster pediatric families that, maybe not every meal you sit together, but make it a point for 2 or 3 times a week to have meals all together with all technology set aside. I thought this was a cute little picture of family time, their meal time, and they're all talking and engaging, and there's no cell phones there, and it looks like home cooked food, but they could have done it. So I wanted to show you guys this little video.
good relationship is characterized by open and honest communication between the two people. Fortunately, you can learn how to be a great communicator by practicing telling the other person exactly how you were thinking and feeling on a regular and ongoing basis. Refuse to hold anything back. Refuse to gunny sack or to repress your natural spontaneity. If you have a concern, problem, question, or anything else, be open and honest and clear about it with the other person. In any relationship, because the two people are different in so many ways, there will always be misunderstandings and miscommunications. Your job, however, is to clear these up the way you would clear the kitchen after every meal on an ongoing basis. Never let them accumulate and build up. One key to open and honest communications is for you to never expect the other person to read your mind. It's just not fair to expect him or her to just know what it is you are thinking and feeling. This is simply not possible for other people, especially since your thinking and feeling is changing with every new event or stimulus in your environment. You can't even keep up with it. Be sure to tell the other person what you expect and what you're concerned about. Never have any secrets from the other person. Never keep the other person guessing or wondering about what is really going on in your mind. This can lead to all kinds of misunderstandings if you are not open and clear on a regular basis. When you communicate, pick your timing carefully. Timing can mean everything in making yourself heard and getting the point across. Wait until the other person is in a position where he or she can fully listen and understand what you are saying, rather than jumping or dumping on him or her at the end of a busy day or in the midst of a lot of activity or confusion. Timing is very important if you're unhappy for any reason. Instead of expressing your concerns as an attack, instead you should say something like, you know, when you do such and such a thing, I feel such and such a way. That's taking responsibility for your own feelings. For example, you could say, you know, when you come home late without calling, I feel that you don't really care about the inconvenience that it causes me. And then remain completely silent. When you offer your concern as a personal observation and explain how you feel about it, you'll be absolutely amazed at how quickly the other person will respond positively to change his or her behavior and to make sure that you're happy. One of the keys to staying in love forever is always to be open and honest and express yourself and your concerns in a positive and constructive way. Always deal with issues as they come up so that you can resolve them and get on with the rest of your life. Don't let issues accumulate. Thank you for viewing this video on how you can communicate openly.
So I love this guy's video, especially how he expresses concern on using iMessages. It's really important not to say, you hurt me, or you did this, and to say things, more relevant that can be understood in a better way. So this is our learning activity. I'm going to pass out sheets of paper for everybody to have. Okay. Alright. First of all, I want you to hold the sheet of paper up. Everybody has the same sheet of paper. Awesome. Okay, fold the paper in half.
Hot dog hamburger.
That's a secret.
Sorry, we're not supposed to know.
Okay. Cut off the top right corner of the fold. Top right. So, fold it in half again. Cut off the top left corner. Fold it in half one more time. And then cut off the bottom left corner. Okay. Now let's unfold our paper. Alright, this activity is meant to show like how important effective communication is and when you listen. But we can all look around and see that every one of our papers is different. Did you end up with similar patterns as everyone else did?
Well, we all kind of have a hole in the middle.
I know.
Oh, she did. Oh, sorry.
She did hers just completely right. Okay, and why is that? Do you think it's because of, I think it's because of a communication, right?
Yes.
We
Right?
folded it differently.
Yeah, we all follow directions differently. Were they clear enough, the instructions?
I think
Should have
so.
said
Yeah.
hot dog or hamburger.
It could have been more specific, and then it all came out with the same thing. Like if you said to fold it hamburger, then we'd all do hamburger, but we probably did it differently. So that
Yeah.
would have been more effective.
What was missing in this activity?
It's like
I don't know.
specifics.
Specifics and basically just,
There was communication, but it wasn't in
communication.
depth.
yeah, it wasn't.
There were lots of words, but where was the like?
Okay, why is feedback so crucial in communication?
You don't know something that you tell somebody, rub them like unless they really carry their emotions on their sleeve. They're like an inside, emotional type of person. Like they could be really mad at you, and you wouldn't even know if they didn't give you any feedback, or maybe they're hurt, or maybe they just don't care. And unless you talk about it, you don't know how they take anything that you.
So communication is really, really key. And when feedback is missing, our papers end up different, right? Alright, you guys did awesome on that. Let's go to how to build a safe relationship with clients. I'm going to take you guys back to the first semester in grad school. I know you guys work really, really hard here, and you guys are awesome at what you do, so don't take this, as me trying to tell you something to do differently, because I think each and every one of you do great. So building a safe relationship with a client, it helps create a therapeutic alliance. Now, a therapeutic alliance is listening and acknowledging the client's point of view, and it's empathetic understanding. This helps family members feel respected, and that it makes them feel open and accepted to changes. That's basically the same thing as having an empathetic understanding. Is like when I originally last saw it about empathy is the ability to recognize, understand, and share others' feelings. Be persistent in your pursuit of change. This means willing to intervene at any time, do whatever is necessary to get everything done. I mean, that is if you have clients who are open and willing to accept and to make the changes that are needed. Good therapists are finishers. So therapists finish what they start, right? That's the number one goal. We want to help these kids, we want to help these children, these adolescents to get to a good point where they can feel safe and secure with you as in a relationship. Address interpersonal conflict. So addressing interpersonal conflict is so important that you address these issues that are present now so you can move on to further future events that can help them. You want them to be able to feel safe and to achieve their own goals. So a positive alliance equals positive outcomes. This is basically clients' willingness to talk openly and freely with the therapist, to work jointly with the therapist to address all problems. So developing the ability to listen to the speaker while observing other family members is really key in therapeutic alliance. Alright, we're going to go over, this is a little brief summary. Our objectives, so by the end of the presentation, my audience will be able to know different ways to communicate with their families, which you guys do, right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. And then at the end of the presentation, my audience will be able to utilize and list ways to build a client relationship. Yeah? Okay. Then we had the icebreaker, we had discussion on communicating with families, learning activity. We had the video. We had discussion with safe relationships with clients, and then this is our summary. Our generalizations is basically the things I want you to leave here today and know. That it's important to remember that effective communication is key. Being open, honest, and remembering the timing when you communicate. Communicating with families can be really, really hard, and most of these families here are living with foster families. So I just want you guys to know that this can be accomplished. Communicating with empathy can help build a relationship with your client, being able to get down and really try to understand them and maybe tell them things that you've gone through that's similar in the past. Any questions? Yeah. Or comments?
I feel like I learned.
I like the mailbox.
I like
Yeah,
that.
that was the that was
good.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I
When
like
I-
it too. Their parents were able to put like snacks in there for them to eat, and just letters and notes, and for them to just be completely open and honest. And I think that is something that you may not be able to say to your parent, but you want them to know. And that mailbox is there for a communication like that.
I feel like I guess I hate the fact that, today's society compared to like 50 years ago, the whole sitting down at the dining room table every day it's so few and far between because
Yeah.
it's just
So much
almost
taboo.
impossible to
With our
accomplish.
busy world. And most of the time we're going through drive-thrus or, picking up something fast because we're all so busy. And especially when you have kids, you have all these events, gymnastics, cheerleading, soccer, basketball.
Yeah.
You have all these things to go to, and the people who are really involved in their school. Well, thank you guys so much for letting me come to Catholic Charities.
We love having you.
Thank you.
Thanks
I've
for
learned-
the cookies.
Thank you. I learned so much here with my time, and I really feel like I'll be able to utilize it in the future. And here's just a reference list. And thank you guys.
I didn't even heat my supper up. I'm still eating
Can we sit around your coffee?